Good morning to all. This is Bhaskar, Assistant Professor, Department of MBA, IITS Rajampet. Earlier, I am not introducing myself because today we are going to complete the 5th unit. So, as a part of this subject, there is one topic left in 5th unit, that is layout of research report. Earlier, we are discussing how to write a report and what are the different types of reports we discussed. Now we are going to see what is the layout of research report, because the researcher wants to be report whatever information he gathered, whatever information he find throughout his study, throughout his research. There is a need to present as required manner to the audience. The people, those who are reading the research report, it is necessarily be conveyed that information in meaningful terms. That means general scientific context to normal understanding report, so that what are the adequacy of the methods they are adapted, and how seriously they are taking their opinions as a findings. So these are some important elements for research report. So in this purpose, we are going to discuss layout of research report. As you know that it is like in a blueprint. Layout is nothing but blueprint. Based on this blueprint or maybe the layout, we may easily identify what the research report contains. For example, if you take you are doing a research, you are going to be submit a research report, you have to know what are the contents you should be maintained in at the end of your final report. If you are very clear about the particular layout or a blueprint of the research report, you never missing anything. So it is a comprehensive layout of research report should comprise mainly in three parts. One is preliminary pages, main text, and the end matter. These three are the comprehensive layout of the research report. Normally the research report might be comprised in three elements. Now first coming to preliminary pages. Right. See, preliminary pages is nothing but the initial pages, how to start a research report. It should carry, if you take a preliminary pages, it should carry a title and a date page. That means initially in first page we should mention the title, we should keep the title and date is the first page, followed by acknowledgements. As you know that you are going to give some acknowledge those who support you to do a research report. In the form of preface or foreword. That means the preliminary pages contains initially the title and date page, followed by acknowledgement in the form of preface or foreword. As you know that title, what it is like, on which problem you are studying the you are doing the research, so that you might identify one suitable topic in order to find out the solution to your problem or solve the problem. And date maybe on, we may say that like duration of the project which you carried out. Then coming to preface, acknowledgement in the form of preface or foreword. Whereas in the acknowledgement you are going to be give some information like those who are supporting you a lot during the entire project or entire your research support. It might be your guide, it might be your friends, it might be those who supporting you a lot mentally or morally, like from your family members, your father and mother or brother and sister, and might be your friends, those who support you financially or morally, and maybe the faculties if you are doing any like projects, etc. And maybe another important as I mean persons like those who sponsoring you to do a research project. So finally what I am saying is, here you get any benefit from others in terms of to complete your research work, you should acknowledge them. That means you should express your gratitude towards them. So that is like acknowledgements in the form of preface and forward. And also it is like we should mention the preliminary pages itself, table of contents, list of tables, and illustrations. The examples, whatever if you are mention the list of tables, made how many tables are there, you have to mention their title name, table number, and the title of the table, etc. So that the decision maker or anybody interested in reading the report can easily locate the required information in the report. Maybe in this whatever data the readers, the interested people wants to be they are going to be see these preliminary pages, and they found that this information, I mean whatever information they are expected, that information is available in the particular report or not. If information is there, then they are going to be see that particular information where it is located directly. So this is like I mean some benefit for if we are maintaining preliminary pages in research report. Then coming to the main text, it provides a complete outline of the research report along with all details, like title of the research study is prepared at the top of the page. That means the title of the research study is prepared at the top of the first page of the main text, and then follows the other details on pages number consequently. Begin with the second page. See, each main section of the report should begin on a new page. For example, if you are talk about, we are giving a information on about introduction on firstly we are started, and if that is ended, then we go for we give information about the statement of the findings and recommendation. You should start a fresh page. Okay, you should follow the sequential order, maybe by giving page numbers also. The main text of the report should have the following sections. Here, first one, introduction, and second one, statement of findings and recommendations, and next one, the results, followed by the implications drawn from the results, and finally the summary. These are the sections the researcher has to be included in the main text. Now we are going to discuss one by one. Coming to introduction. See, here we are going to be introducing about the research project to the readers. It includes a clear statement of the objectives of research. That means what is the purpose of to do the research, and also we are clearly mentioning the objectives for research. That means, as you know, that if you are made a clear objectives, you done half of the project. If the objectives are not clear, you done your project, that is problem still existed. So that here enough background should be given to make clear to the reader why the problem was considered worth investigating. That means, by looking to the objectives of the research or the study, the readers might be identified these are, this is the problem. For solve this problem, these objectives are very clear or sufficient. If we try to achieve these objectives, we will solve the problem. So the investigation should be working, and a brief summary of other relevant research may also be stated, so that the present study can see in the context. The other information, scope or statement of the problem, scope of the study, and more importantly, we should frame the hypothesis. And also, is there any definitions we have to give? That means the major concepts what we are using in the study, the concepts which we adapted in the particular study should be explicitly stated in the introduction of report. See, I was summarizing what content should be included in the introduction part. We should give the purpose of research, we should mention the clear objectives, and we should mention the statement of the problem thoroughly, like background information of the study, and is there any hypothesis, you should thought about the particular hypothesis, and what are the major concepts which are emphasized or adapted in the particular research report. All these information should be included in the introduction. See here, the methodology adapted in the conducting the research must fully explained. That means the reader is scientific, he would like to know a detailed information about such things like how was the study carried out and what was its basic design, and another one is that if this design is experiment one or not, if yes, what are the experimental manipulations they done through their research. See, if the researcher collected information with the help of questionnaire or maybe any other interviews, they should mention the questions, that means in terms of questionnaire or maybe the interview questions what they posed at the time of collecting information from respondents. So here the questionnaire or interview schedule or interview questions usually given in an appendix in the end of the report. And also the measurements, whatever we are used in the report, we should give information about those measurements. And just now I told you that if the data is collected through a questionnaire, you should mention about samples information. That means who are the subjects, how many were they, that means who are the samples you are taken as a samples or respondents, and what is the sample size, and how you are selected those samples, that means how are they selected. All these questions are very crucial for estimating the probable limits of generalizations of the findings. Based on that information, the reader, the scientific reader might be identified the research is done suitably or not. Based on that information, we are going to be adapting the statistical tools, and we must be stated clearly what are the statistical tools we are applied in the particular research report. And you should mention the scope of research also. It is like the boundary lines for the study, and we should give some limitations, in the part of introduction in the main context. Then second one, statement of findings and recommendations. In this, that means after completion of the introduction, a research report must contain statement of findings and recommendations in easiest language that should be understandable to the readers. We should give, the findings should be very expandable form. We should mention clearly and simple way to understand the readers, and followed by some recommendations. Then next, coming to results. A detailed presentation of findings of the study, the help of some supporting data, that means tables, charts, and any other validation results, we should give findings. Generally, the main body of the report extending over several chapters, it should contain statistical summarizes and reductions of the data from rather than raw data. See, all the results whatever the researcher find out, the researcher found, they should be presented in logical sequence and split into readily identifiable sections. That means whatever data they collected and what are the information they found throughout the research, the data should be not in a sequential manner. So here the researcher has to be put that information in on logical sequence with the help of tables, charts, and moreover it is required to split that information readily and identifiable sections. All these results can be put in the report. If any with which the study was concerned, but ultimately the researcher must rely on his own judgment, because he knew that what happens during the research, so that he should commit their own opinion. They have to give importance on their own opinion because they had some experience. Right. Next one, the implications drawn from the results. Here the researcher has to be identify some policy implications from the results clearly and preciously. Here the researcher state the implications that flow from the results of the study, so that the general reader is interested and gets some attention from the report while reading. And also the general reader might be having some attention towards implications of understanding the human behavior, because they believe that these implications are drawn from results of the research. Then next one is in the main context or in the main text summary. It has become compulsory to conclude the research report with a very brief note. We may say that like in a brief summary, resting in the brief research problem, the methodology, the major findings and major conclusions drawn from the research reports. It is like the researcher just give overview about the research, maybe what is the title, what are the objectives, and what is the data required or collected, and what are the results, and maybe what are the findings they identified throughout the result, throughout the research, and what are the major conclusions they are drawn from the research results. That information should be included in summary part. This is about the main text. Then next one, the end matter. This is the third element in the layout of the research report, like a preliminary and the main text. In this end of the report, appendices should be enlisted in aspects of all technical data in terms of question array, sample information, mathematical derivations and the like. See, in this end matter again we have three aspects again. Appendices, it is like if you take for collecting primary data, we are the researcher using or use normally question array, you should include that question array in the particular appendices and maybe the sample information also. Then coming to bibliography, these are the sources consulted should also be given. Maybe what are the sources from where you are gathered the data, maybe textbook or any other. Next, coming to index, it is an alphabetical listing of names, places and topics along with the number of the pages in books reported in the as mentioned earlier. See, an index is an alphabetical list of keywords which are contained in a textbook or other lengthy writing paper. Maybe they are also mentioned in the form of footnote numbers or maybe chapters or sections in this index. This is about layout of research report. Thank you.